Every year we celebrate World Soil Day on 5th December because it corresponds with official birthday of the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej, the King of Thailand, who was one of the main proponents of these initiatives. Soil provides a range of ecosystem services, including providing clean water, sustaining terrestrial biodiversity, and filtering contaminants. Soil supports our Australian economy approximately 63 billion per year for our food and fiber production. 1 spoon of healthy soil contains billions of microbes like bacteria and fungi. So soil is alive, it's not a dirt. Keep our soil healthy by right application, so please do not turn it to the dirt. I want a huge thank you to General Michael Jeffrey, our former National Soil Advocate, for all his passion and dedication to support our Australian soils. Blessing for him and his health. A special thanks to our Prime Minister Scott Morrison by appointing new National Soil Advocates, the Honorary Penelope Wensley, to keep supporting our soils. So through this video, I just wanted to raise the awareness of the importance of our soils and their contribution to our daily lives. I am hugely grateful to all our participants across Australia who contributing to this video, from politicians, the Honorary Trevor Evans, the Assistant Minister for Waste Reduction and Environmental Management, and the people from government, industry, farming group, community, researchers, students, to share their story with you. Soils that we walk on it every day. Happy World Soil Day to everyone.
Hi everyone, I'm Trevor Evans, the Assistant Minister for Waste Reduction and Environmental Management. And I'm here to say that soil policy is a growing focus for governments in Australia and right around the world. In my role, I'm especially interested in the area of policy where soils meets organic and food waste. The idea of reducing our organic waste streams going into landfill and utilising those resources in a way that can improve soil quality. I know for farmers, better soil quality means better yield. But for everyone, households and even sports and community groups like those behind me, better soil means less water use, more water efficiency, and that means lower costs. It's a great area of policy development to be involved with, so everyone who's working on it, happy World Soil Day.
Soils support all life on Earth, but soils are under threat. We need to save our soils, and World Soils Day is a great opportunity to focus on this. Soil is connected to the health of our water, air, food, and us. Healthy soils are intrinsically linked to strong and healthy communities. Soils also store vast amounts of carbon that can help mitigate global climate change. In fact, soils are Australia's most valuable natural asset, with a value of approximately $1 trillion per year. Australian soils are some of the oldest on the planet. Our soils can take thousands of years to form but can be damaged very quickly. So we need to protect our soils, such as preventing soil loss by erosion to waterways and in dust storms, preventing contamination of our soils by chemicals, and protecting our valuable agricultural soils from urban and industrial encroachment. We need to all work together, scientists, government, industry, farmers and the community, to protect our valuable soils for future generations. Happy World Soils Day.
95% of the food we eat has its genesis in the soil. Its ongoing, sustainable and productive management is critical to the health and wealth of all of us and of our future generations. The work that we do as soil scientists is so important to the achievement of this outcome. I look forward to seeing many of you next year as travel resumes, so that we can get on with the collaborative research and delivery that is so important in our role as soil scientists. Thank you.
Tenacross is the basis for our agricultural productivity and food security. Its health generates ecosystem services and mitigates against climate change. Generates an estimated $1 trillion per year to our economy. 4 letters. S-O-I-L. Soil. Happy World Soil Day.
Soil is essentially a living being and plays a vital role in nearly every aspect of human life, contributing about $25 billion of worth of food and fiber production each year in Australia. Soil also provides extensive ecosystem service, such as purifying water, storing organic carbon, and mitigating climate changes. On the other hand, nearly half of the land in use in Australia has been degraded. Reducing chemical use and enhancing recycling of organic waste back to soils are fundamental measures to improve soil carbon storage, soil health, and the long-term sustainability of agriculture. I wish you all happy World Soil Day.
Hello, my name is Liz Clark and I'm the CEO at Soils for Life, a charity dedicated to helping Australian farmers to regenerate soil. Our name perfectly describes how I feel about soils, that they are the basis of and support for all terrestrial life. This thin living layer on our planet supports all life on land, including its own vibrant underground ecosystems. Soils not only support life, they are also mass storage devices for carbon, nutrients and water. So let's give soils the attention and care they need to continue to support our lives, including our food, fibre and the environment which sustains us. Happy World Soils Day.
One of the things that I absolutely love about soil is how incredibly diverse soils are and how extraordinarily complex they are. When Miriam asked me to record this video, she included possible questions that I might address, one of them being, what is soil? Well, I'm a professor of soil science and I've made soils the focus of my life for 35 years. But I simply do not know even how to begin to answer that question. In fact, if you really want an answer to that question, what is soil? I expect someone like Andrew Biggs, who really understands soil formation, could give you an answer. I simply cannot. My interest in soil has always been how you get plants to grow in soil and to grow well in soil. A lot of my work's been directed towards the mining industry. I've worked on mine overburden, I've worked on tailings dams, I've worked on refining waste. None of these things are soils, and yet I wanted to make them soils. I wanted plants to grow in them. Andrew, I'm sure, would not regard any of these as soils, or at least he'd be pretty uncomfortable defining them as a soil. He'd have a name for them, but he wouldn't really believe that they were soils. So my work has often been taking materials that aren't soils, using them as though they were soils, and of course ultimately in using them in this way they do become soils. A lovely little paradox, isn't it?
Australia is a big continent, and it's a continent with some of the most challenging soils on Earth. We have issues of poor quality soils, poor soil chemistry, salinity, water retention issues. Of course, we're subject to significant droughts and floods. All those put together mean that it is a challenge to keep productive, good quality soils on our land.
The health and productivity of our soils is a critical consideration to all of Queensland's farmers. We know that our soils are being negatively impacted by climate change, particularly the increasing harsh cycles of drought and flood. Indeed, nearly 70% of Queensland is still drought declared. Soils are our lifeblood. They help to ensure food and nutrient security for all of our communities through to providing opportunities for carbon storage. Happy World Soils Day.
Happy World Soils Day. My name's Lucas Van Sweeten. When I'm not a soil scientist with the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, a program leader for the Soils CRC, or an adjunct professor at Griffith University, you might just find me here at our custard apple farm in Tevan, which is in the far north coast of New South Wales.
As you could imagine, being a soilie, we're quite passionate about making our soils as healthy and productive as possible. The soils have an organic carbon content of 5%, but there are a few constraints, including low pH, low cation exchange capacity and high phosphorus fixation, which we do need to deal with. Here on World Soils Day, please consider what you can do to build our most valuable and fragile resource.
Soil is the foundation of life, but it's difficult to have safe and healthy lives when our foundation is contaminated. We need to manage contaminated soils using sustainable practices and soil science knowledge. Happy World Soil Day.
Please look at this beautiful forest around me. This forest can thrive because it's based on a fertile soil. This fertile soil has provided food, shelter, and clothes for generations before me, and hopefully with your help is going to provide for generations after me. So whoever you are and whatever you do for your day-to-day life, please join me to protect this beautiful forest and this fertile land for generations after us. Happy World Soil Day to each and every one of you.
Just want to take this opportunity to flag the importance of soils, not only for productive agriculture in Queensland, but also the generation of critical environmental services that underpin our quality of life, and wish everybody a World Happy Soil Day.
We know that soils are the basis for a lot of what we as humans need, from the food that we grow to the foundations of the infrastructure we build. But not all soils are fertile, and some can actually be problematic to the environment.
Soil is the most complex and biologically diverse part of the earth. It's the part of the planet where minerals, water, the atmosphere and living things all come together and interact. It's also the part of the earth upon which we rely the most for our food, fuel, fibre, pharmaceuticals, even though we can't even see it. In fact, if we can see it, there's usually something that's going wrong. We're only just beginning to understand the processes that happen in soil, and to help improve soil quality we can all learn more about it and support our farmers. Happy World Soil Day.
At Rocky Point we specialise in organic customised composts. These composts we're using in agriculture to improve the soil through water holding capacity, microbial activity and getting carbon back into the soil. Happy World Soil Day.
What healthy soils mean to me is good carbon levels in the soil, to be able to have that biology flourish. Soil biology is very important to make nutrients plant available. Wishing you all a happy and merry World Soils Day.
In our world so concerned about climate change and atmospheric carbon dioxide, have you appreciated the role of soils? Plants growing in soils provide a means of consuming carbon dioxide, indeed grow more prolifically in an atmosphere enriched with carbon dioxide, also generating oxygen essential for life. The resultant organic matter in the soils becomes a carbon store, unless left bare, exposed to the heat of the sun and allowed to erode. Let us unite to conserve our soils, so essential for life on Earth. Happy World Soils Day, everybody.
And this is why soil is important to me.
Happy World Soils Day.
Happy World Soils Day.
Happy World Soils Day.
Happy World Soil Day.
Happy World Soil Day. Happy World Soil Day.
Happy World Soil Day.